Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuning in here with Sydahis, and what you're looking at currently is not League of Legends. No, this is Honest Reviews Episode 1. This is RaiderZ. So, I want to add reviews to my channel. Reviews over video games and whether or not I think they're okay, and blah 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 blah. And what you're currently looking at is the customization for a new character. So there is 5 classes in one race: the Defender, the Berserker, the Cleric, the Sorcerer, and the Assassin. I'm going to go with the Berserker because I believe he'd be able to take the hits from anything that I come across and still dish out enough damage to win. So I've already looked through most of the customizations, and I'll flick through a few of the faces and a few of the hairstyles, but I've already know what type of what I wanted for the character. What I noticed is you can also move your scar around, so you get to place that scar that you want over the right side of your face, like get attacked, blah. So this is the tutorial area. Then it immediately rips you out of that and puts you in a different tutorial area where you're alone. So what I notice is you saw me do one attack because it told me how to attack. Doesn't tell you how to block anywhere at all. So you may have seen the staff that I just picked up and casted a few random spells. It gives you an action bar 1 through 12, and it's just there. I don't know why they're included, because you created this character to have this weapon, but apparently they want you to see the other weapons. So running around, I'm killing these heavy armored monsters, and there's a couple clothy monsters, and soon there's going to be one that I run across that's a ranger. I'm happy that the tutorial included all 3 of the different styles of monsters that you can come across: the range, the melee, the squish, the mage, and all that. And you get to fight all of it. There's nothing missing except for the bosses, but that comes in a minute, like literal minute. So through this video, I'm going to talk about what I'm rating, like the tutorial, the combat, and the controls, and what it tells you and everything. And I'm going to rate the storyline as well. And a tender subject, pay to win. And I'll go over all that later. So here's the boss that we were promised. I'm doing damage to it? Nope. I was doing 1 damage. And then the person tells you, it's like, hey, aim for the weak spot. I'm really happy that they included that every single phase of combat, and there's nothing really left out. But there still is those missing controls. They never go over most of the missing controls. So the controls in combat, 6 out of 10 for the tutorial. There's a talking fish. Yes, there is. It's a drunk fish. Nothing else to say about that. I just thought it was really hilarious whenever I first saw that, but I accidentally deleted the recording of me laughing my ass off about that. And there's just my second reaction, because I knew I needed a reaction there, because I'm assuming most of everyone else will laugh at it too. So you start going through the quest and you aren't challenged at all, not even a little. Most of the creatures don't even get a chance to swing back, or just neglect to. But one thing I noticed is this fish dropped a weapon. I wonder. Well, it just 2-shotted the fish. Why is it that the most overpowered weapon is dropped by the monster and only on a timer? I just had to add this in. I just thought this was absolutely hilarious. Because it's disco time. Yes, it is. It is disco time. So, still going through, they just remind you that there is bigger monsters out there, and I noticed that this monster is slowly killing me. If I wasn't dodging what I knew was obviously attack because the giant creature turns red for a second, I would have died once to that creature. Kind of kind of cool. I'm happy that the tutorial was actually challenging me to think between whether I should attack, dodge, or block. So, so let's talk about the storyline. The storyline is you're a mercenary, and all of a sudden you get teleported to this pirate ship, and you are now working under this pirate lady named Tian, and she has a half brother that wants to kill her. And you get sent off to help with around the area, and you get sent to a archaeologist that tells you to go into this dungeon. This dungeon is kind of boring. You go kill 3 skeletons and you immediately see your goal. But if you go some exploring a little bit, you'll notice that there's 2 paths on the left and right, and you go up there and you go through, kill a bunch of skeletons, and you find chests on the end. What I'm surprised is that this dungeon has more to offer than just your one damn quest. You could go and grab the 2 little boxes and you get a bunch of materials that you can use for later. Which is surprising that the game is kind of rewarding the exploration instead of just going and mindlessly doing the quest, like every other game. But this game really loves cinematics, maybe a little bit too much. I'll let this one play through and then I'll tell you about one that I didn't really care for.
Good. You did as I
Jails.
told you. Thanks to you, the crawler seal broke easily. Tian will be killed by the crawler that I now control.
Okay.
All the credit goes to you for following my orders. Thanks for the help.
Um, okay then. What I mean by they love cinematics a little bit too much is within the first few quests, you get told to go talk to a blacksmith. You talk to a blacksmith, he gives you a recipe, which he's not actually giving you the recipe, it's just telling you who can make this weapon or stuff. And you make a weapon. Then they give you a cinematic where the blacksmith is hammering his sword, looks at you, gives you a thumbs up, and that's the end of the cinematic. I don't know why that's there. I mean, all I did was click a button and have him craft me an item. But I guess that works. Apparently these dodo birds like shit out cannonballs. They don't, because this is the only place I've ever found the cannonballs. There's just one over the ridge. There's one over the ridge, right over there. Yep, I am commenting on my own self because I wasn't smart enough to look over a hill and see that there's 5 or 6 cannonballs. So the quests are the natural kill and collect, kill and collect, kill and collect. But you start noticing that this area starts changing. Whenever you begin this area, if you actually explore and come over here, there's no tree monsters. There's no dead people. There's no equipment. It's just filled with hogs, like little pigs that you can kill. That's it. There's nothing else over here. So you actually get to start noticing that you are changing the environment. And these guys weren't over here in the first place. These guys show up after you release the giant crab that you have to kill. So the storyline update now would be you thought you were helping an archaeologist, and he turns out to be a mage instead. That's doesn't like your girl that you help. And you release a giant crab, and all of a sudden these pirates are attacking you. So apparently this crab is unkillable by any means necessary, except for you have to come and ask Ancient Ones, is there any way you can kill it? He tells you that there's a weapon that you have to use, specifically from the blacksmith, with this certain one material. It's something light. It's something about a light. But if you actually read the quest text, I'm just mentioning something here is I didn't read the quest text. You're not supposed to fight these things without the help of the obelisk that's over there. If I had done what the quest asked me to do, I wouldn't have spent about 15 minutes trying to kill all these things. I would have spent about 3 minutes and it would have been an easier recording. So, let's see what the obelisk does. What the fuck? What the hell is this? Okay, I can dig it. Boop. Yep, 2 minute quest turns into 5 minutes. Then I get reminded again that even though it is a tutorial, these monsters can still whoop your ass. I didn't know how to actually beat this guy until I died the first time, and then I had to think about it. So, going back, grabbing the obelisk after I died, and grabbing that means bonus damage and all, you can see that everyone starts to learn that dodge the move, which is surprising in tutorial. Now, normal tutorials are go forth, beat this up, loot it, and win. That's all tutorials are nowadays. So it's surprising and good that a tutorial killed me 3 times. I know I'm a terrible player. I died 3 times to a tutorial. So you notice that I've got the almighty weapon now. Why didn't they just send me to kill the crawler now? I mean, obviously it's got to be a short distance. I mean, it just woke up from how long of a nap, and now it should just be like waking up still. Nah, let's worry about that later. You go beat up some giant fish monsters and go and beat up some other pirates, and then we'll deal with the fish monsters. And we'll deal with the giant crab that's gonna kill you all pretty quickly. So they send you off. They go talk to this guy. He sends you in here. You kill more pirates. It gets kind of boring. More boring. More boring. Oh look, a cannon with a glowing. I noticed the cannon was glowing. I was getting excited. Then I thought, well, let's see what it does. Options, pick up, and use. Wait a second. Oh my god. The silliness. Yes, this definitely livened up the questing for me, and it also kind of evened out the odds because most of the pirates, if they weren't already being killed by other players, were in packs of 3 or 4 or 5. So it is kind of hard to fight them. What I did was just kind of stupid. I tried to go and take on 8 at a time with one cannon, hoping that I could kill it, but now getting punched apparently stops you from pulling the trigger on a cannon. Don't be an asshole though. I use the cannon to stop other people from getting their quest kills. Yeah, I'm an asshole like that. The cannon livened up the quest testing a bit, but it also kind of made it a little OP. It was very quickly getting me through the quest. Like I killed probably 20 more pirates than I actually needed to. So you go back, you turn in. He tells you to go back in the area, go into a cave, and not shoot him with a cannon. Obviously, I just thought he was an enemy, so I shot him. So he tells you to go back in here, come into this cave, and explore. Mind you, this cave could have been filled with 20,000 pirates, cannons aimed at the door. You could have died instantly once you've gone in. Nah, there's just gonna be about 6, 7 pirates and one really weak boss. I mean, extremely weak, like pathetic. This was just disheartening that this guy was supposed to be a boss at any level of game. I mean, I can understand him being a mini boss and you kill him in this conflict or the next, but him still getting away in the end just disheartens the boss. So he gets away, you leave, you come back to your inn, which is actually a giant ship, and you have to fight him again. The sad part is he's even weaker this time. Because now if you just focus attacking him, he dies in about 4 hits instead of 6 or 7. And then he teleports off. Which means, okay, we'll fight him later. It's just his showing of skills this time just kind of pathetic. So I'm looking forward to fighting this guy. He doesn't do anything. He just takes the hits. So I'm just thinking, okay, well, so far the bosses have been complete shit. This has got to be easy. Ow. Ow. Oh my god, I'm dying. Uh, shield thing. I'm still dying. Still dying. Okay, drop the shield. Maybe you can help. Maybe it can work. Nope. Nope. Dead. Come on. There it is. There's my death. So, I die during the boss fight. I almost died twice during this giant crab boss fight. This is what happens whenever you let it heal or awaken after it's already awake. So questing and leveling up, it was almost a 6, but it was a 7 out of 10 because of the fighting the bosses. The storyline, I actually really liked the storyline. The storyline was pretty good, but an 8 out of 10 because there was still gaps that are just missing huge chunks. Like, how did I get to that pirate ship when I'm a mercenary and I'm on land doing fighting with something? Graphics and beauty of the game. 10 out of 10. I absolutely love everything around me in the game. I love the monsters. I hate the armor. The armor looks so retarded. But most of the graphics look great. So what's on your window right now? It's a pay to win page pretty much. Supposedly, from what I could gather, couldn't really find very much, was these boxes contain weapons. Weapons that you can use to fight off creatures, blah blah blah, or do whatever, or just dance in town with. What this means to me is these boxes are giving you armor, they're giving you weapons for money. Which means this is pretty much pay to win, because if you can have the biggest, best armor and biggest weapon, it doesn't matter if you're level 2, you're still going to one-shot a level 30. Because this isn't like, this is skill shot based, you can't really miss if you're melee. So pay to win, possible, because the boxes are said to be a chance. All in all, I actually like this game, but there's so many things that are just tipping me off to say no. So, goodbye for now on this game. The end result for RaiderZ is an 8 out of 10. And continuing playing, I will not be.